What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again for another episode of Lights, Camera, Keco Collect every Friday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:37 p.m. Eastern on this wonderful Friday. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're excited for the wonderful weekend ahead. That said, we have an Avengers level panel and a full docket full of Avengers level topics. Going to be really great. But before we get into those topics, before we address the chat, Mr. Oxfather, I did not think you would be available at this time, but you are. You're full of surprises. How you doing?
The only guy that ever invites me. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Dude, of course I would invite you. You're the fucking
I'm so excited to be here. So excited to be here.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to have you, bro. I'm happy to have you. And yeah, man, you have the horse collection to rule them all. So if anything, with 3 horses.
Got the horses in the back, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, that's true, bro. It's true. If everyone should be jealous of that, bro. That's what I'd say. Because I only have the Star Race horse. And like you said, it's more of a pony, but
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with the pony. Nothing wrong with the pony. But happy to have you here, bro. Keco, Mr. Keco Collects, Mr. King of Instagram. How you doing this Friday, bro?
Man, it's great. I told you I was going to be here early. I came punctual, as we talked about. But I'm happy to be here as another panelist on this fantastic show. This is one of the highlights of my week. I mean that, man. I work, I grind, I do what I got to do. But then when that time clicks closer to 4:30 my time, 5:30 yours, I'm like, it is time for Lights, Camera, Keco Collects. And here I am. Thanks for having me again. And Oxfather, what's up?
Nice to meet you, buddy. Nice to meet you.
It's going to be great. And guys, and Zach, I didn't get to tell you this. I'm actually going to visit Keco in March. I'm going to Tennessee where the tornadoes happen. And I'm going to be visiting and staying with Keco. So Keco and I will be filming some
What the hell?
vlog
Chopped liver?
Dude, when you come
to Texas?
If you give me a place to stay, I will come out.
Oh,
to
you
Texas.
stay at my house?
Dude, can I really?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. We can, dude. I'm not kidding. I'll come out there. I definitely will.
I'll treat you like a king.
Dude, I'll definitely.
That's why Will is coming. I've offered him an opportunity to stay in my pink room with my PS5. And boy, I'm not sure what he was talking about there.
This is why Zach is here.
Where's Black Tom Cruise to talk about those?
Yeah, I know. Where's Black Tom Cruise?
Wow.
Yeah, you missed him, Zach. Black Tom Cruise was the guy whose girlfriend vetoed his Hot Toys purchase. He was making a purchase and he put a super chat in, and Carlos, I think, was like, "No, I think he's joking." I was like, "No, I think he's serious," and he was serious. He was like, "No, she wouldn't let me get." I think it was Harley Quinn, wasn't it, Keco?
It was Padme.
Padme, yeah.
But she was allowing him to have Harley Quinn, which made no sense.
Right.
And so that's why we went back and forth. He's become a legend of lore on this show.
Yes, he is. So anyway, guys, happy to have you both. And guys, let's address the chat real quick. We got the sweet angel, Mr. Danny Lee, in the house. Danny, good to have you, bro. Danny, I'm going to get to see him at SDCC 2023 because I'm going to be there, and Danny told me he's going to be there, so I'm really excited about that. Sean Breeze Collectibles, dude. Sean Breeze is like the chillest dude. He was on Lael's show. I think it was last week, I think. He was on there, dude. Love Sean Breeze. Good to see you, bro. Blackbird Tech, Dinesh Thea Garage of the channel member. Thank you so much for the support, Dinesh. Appreciate you, man. Dr. Soulman. Hello, everyone. Hello, Dr. Soulman. Sayful. King Dingaling is here for the Oxfather. Of course he is. Everyone's here for the Ox Daddy. Riley Reviews, channel member. Good to see you, Riley. Guys, check out Riley's channel. He has some amazing content he's been putting out recently.
Not with that bullshit take you just put right there.
Yeah, that's true. Let's ban him. Let's time him out. Yeah. Let's time his ass out. Yo, MCU is finished, DC. Because he did see Ant-Man, by the way, Keco. I've not seen it yet. I think I'm going to go on Sunday. But I probably would have gone to see it already, but the reviews are so horrible that I'm just kind of like, oh no. I don't know if I want to go see it, but I will. I'll go see it. Doug Ambino said Ant-Man. Yeah, definitely. There's some stuff going on with that. So we won't get into that because no spoilers. Brandon Sally, good to see you, channel member. Kang Wang Gang. What is that? I don't know what that is.
I think he was watching the wrong Ant-Man.
But true, it was. That's the third party.
Is it the third silly reference we've had from Oxfather in the past 3 minutes?
Yeah, I think so.
How dare you? There's no quota here, my friend.
Yeah, I know, right? It's got to be. Rome Moreno, what is up, bro? Collectible Chats, DT Art Man, AJ Agarusa, channel member, what's up, bro? Joker J. Let's see. Of course, Carlos is here saying Little Arms Will, dude. You haven't seen me in person yet. You'll see how big these guns are when I see you in person in July. Shelf Scenes. Hi, all. Austin Nicholas. What's up, Austin? It's Keco and Will. Yeah, absolutely, Austin. Good to see you, bro. My gym goals. I'm trying to get on Austin's level, but I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there one day. Marco Polo. What is up? What is up? Rome Moreno, Keco in Spanish. What does that mean, Keco? I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Quico?
Quico? Yeah, I didn't want to be culturally insensitive. So.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
Please translate if needed.
Yeah, Rome Moreno, you're going to have to translate that, bro. Shiny said, Kiko said he'll produce a hearty breakfast. He will, bro. Carlos never would. That's probably why I went to see Kiko first, because Kiko will make me breakfast and Carlos will not. So Kiko also gives me a pink room with a PlayStation 5. That's pretty dope. Nothing wrong with that.
And feel free to continue my journey in Hogwarts Legacy. So
I'll continue your journey.
Or beat God of War for me. That'd be helpful.
Yeah, I'll beat God of War for you.
Give me some trophies.
Yeah, exactly. Linda, president of the Pennywise fan club. Good to see you, Linda. Quite enough. AJ Agarusa. Boo. Got to have that Padme. I know. Calvin, the drawer dropper. What is up, bro? Good to see you, bro. Calvin dropped some serious drawers out there. Keith Lee. What's up? What's up? Mareed Faraj. I'm here. Good to have you, Mareed. Or Majid. Sorry, Majid. Batman Collectibles. Have Keco take you to replay toys. Yeah, dude. Keco is going to take me there. He promised.
It's on the list. As well as I'm repping the Totally Rad Toy House. They just got some new shirts, but they are moving to a new location by the time you come, Will. So I don't know if their new location will be open or what their situation is. It's like right in that window. So either way, I'll get you situated.
Dude, and we're going to go to a hockey game, it sounds like.
Yeah, depending on if you want to go see the Blackhawks or the Red Wings, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know, guys.
Will probably's like, I don't know
either team, so I'll be happy either way, dude.
The terrible Nashville Predators are having 2 home games, Tuesday and Thursday. Those are the 2 teams. So pick in the comments below.
Yes, we'll have to run a poll.
Which game? Yeah, there you go. Run a poll.
Yeah.
Poll.
Gilbert Hartman, 7 out of 10. Ant-Man 3. Hey, that's not 7 out of 10. Ain't bad. Draw the line. Ant-Man was good, not great. Hey, that's better than the reviews have said. So I'm happy to hear that. Who has seen any man? Not me, Ro. Not me. Danny Lee, what's up? What's up? Keco means sperm. Does it? Well, I don't trust Carlos. Keco is Keco in Spanish. Quico is Keco in Spanish, I guess.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Mojo's 78. Good to see you. Let's see. So good to see Zach. I know 6 year bro. Zach is a legend. He's a community treasure for a reason. Keith Lee, who has bigger guns? Keco. Well, probably Keco. Yeah. Keco works out like early in the mornings. Like I go later in the day. So, and I'm just thinner. Keco's a little more naturally strong than I am. So, yeah.
Oh, I like that tone though. I saw that though. Very nice. Well done.
I have a little bit there. So, I have a little bit.
But I'm 6'4", 235. So I got.
Dude, I'm 6'4", 195.
You're
you have 40
6'4"?
pounds on me. Yeah, I'm 6'4".
I had no idea. Well, give it up.
Wow.
Dude, you're 6'4", Keco?
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
I was
thinking you were like maybe 6'2" or something. Like
no, I had no idea you were that tall, man. I thought you were like a short king for real.
Nah, bro, I'm not a short king. No short. Zach might be a short king. I don't know.
I'm a short king.
Are you?
Yeah,
how tall are you, Zach?
5'10".
That's pretty tall. That's above average. You're above average. Yeah.
I think 5'8" is
fucking 6'4". You guys are giants.
Yeah, right. Not compared to us.
Are you guys? Your heads are in the clouds.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. Pretty much. We got a super chat from Carlos Fish. I don't know what that. Is that it looks like a little trout or something. I don't know.
I'm sure it's something to slam either you or I. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. See, Keco, what the fuck? Keco 6'4". I thought he was a 5'5" little bitch. Yeah, I didn't think he was 5'5".
Come on, let's pull up, man. Let's go.
Exactly, Carlos. You're coming to Tennessee too, bro.
Let's go.
All right, guys, let's get into our first topic of the evening. Let's waste no more time. Batman 1989 2.0, a true grail, because the way the community has reacted to this is very exciting, and I am very excited to see people that excited about a figure like this, especially a 2.0, because that can be sort of a divisive thing depending upon who you ask in this community. But not when it comes to Batman 89. Zach, Oxfather, I want to start with you, bro. This Batman 89, I don't know how big of a fan you are of 89. I've only seen 89 once. I thought it was pretty good. I have not seen the other ones. I've gotten a lot of flack for that. But when I get to Keco's, I'm sure maybe he'll get me to watch Back to the Future and Batman and all that good stuff. But Zach, what do you think about this figure? Is this going to be a true grail for people? Because it's seeming like people are pretty excited about it.
I think so. I think obviously it's on pre-order, so I don't know if it's a grail yet. But I think down the line, I think it's going to be good. I think if they make the improvements that they need to from the first version, I think it will be. I think the base is kind of the biggest letdown for me. It takes up way too much space, and you kind of have to pose your figure behind the diorama. So pretty much everyone that I've talked to, for the most part, has said they're getting the regular version. So, I guess we'll see what happens with which one truly becomes the grail. But I think it's great. I think the head plates, or the mouth plates rather, look great. Hot Toys obviously kills it with the rolling eyeball system. And I'm excited for people that love this character to have a second shot at it. I am not the biggest 89 fan. I like the movie. But I think I just have one Batman in the collection. I think I'm good with that for now. I think it looks good. I'm happy that everyone can pick it up if they'd like without paying crazy aftermarket prices.
You know what's crazy, Zach? You raise a really good point. The base on this one is really dope, and this is the standard edition. Like, it has the DX base with the lights on the sides. That's really cool. And the Batman logo. I even said, I was like, if I wanted this figure, I'd almost want this base too. Because, like, say you want to put it, like, say you don't have as much space for the diorama or whatever. This standard version is pretty dope, bro. It's
Does it actually? Do the lights actually function? Because I know
I think so.
I
The old
think
one did, yeah.
sometimes on
They're like little
some of the newer
spotlights.
figures they have the lights, but they don't actually
That's crazy.
turn on. Yeah,
Let's see. Let me see if
I know they
can
did that with
find
the
it.
Iron Man stuff also.
Yeah,
Like
because
like you would have the battery like thing, but there would be no electronics in there.
right. I swore it did, which is
It says
crazy
a figure
because
stand with movie logo, so maybe not. 'Cause it
Yeah,
would tell you
I
if you had
think they
a battery.
have like the stuff in there, but I don't think
that would be a
it
letdown.
works.
That would be a
Yeah.
letdown because like why even have it at all at that point?
I
But
don't know.
it's
Save the
Hot
molds,
Toys
I
for you.
guess.
You never know. But anyway, Keco, Batman 89. I'm not honestly. I can't remember how big of a fan you are of this, so you're gonna have to let me know. Is this a grail for you?
So, as I said, going back to some of my earliest childhood memories, and I feel like we do this every show. We're talking about my childhood memories, whether it be
Yeah,
the
right.
Power Rangers or something ridiculous like that. But do you ever remember? Is TGI Friday still a thing? The
Yeah,
restaurant?
dude. Rebecca
I don't know.
Of
Black. Yeah.
course.
Well, yeah, the show, obviously the song, but
Yeah.
that wonderful place back when they used to have strawberry applesauce. I don't know if you remember this, but the kids' meals used to have strawberry applesauce that you could get instead of fries, and I would get that every single time with my chicken tendies. But I had my birthday party at TGI Fridays, and my dad got me the Batman Bruce Wayne Manor cave, from the '89 Batman thing from Kenner. One of the coolest little things ever. And so this was really the departure from the Adam West Batman, the pretty, pow, pop, ding, all that type of stuff, to where you get this more noir, very dark, gothic Tim Burton. This is the first iteration of this Dark Knight, if you want to call it that. And that's fantastic, and why I kind of gravitate towards that, because you got the maniacal version of Jack Nicholson's Joker, which was quite a difference from, the Alex Romero, like hee hee ha ha with the painted on mustache. It was just such a dark representation of the character. And I think that's why people loved it. So going back to this it's pretty special. I got the original Nicholson, the two Nicholson Jokers, as well as this. And it's funny you mentioned it, because some people, whenever a 2.0 comes out, they're like, fuck, I'm so upset. I just lost my investment and things like that. But I'm really excited about this, because we might talk about it in a minute. I'm going to put the other one in the Batmobile, because there you go. And we may be talking about this. I think that's the third vehicle I'm going to have to go, because I didn't expect this coming, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But the thing about the original one that needed some help is, I don't know if they're going to do this on the back, but there was a plate on the back of the head where you had to pop it off and mess with the eyes. And it's the one where it's like the trigger that rolled both eyes separately
Oh, I
or
hate that.
together. And the thing is, when I was doing a photo yesterday, it broke to where only one eye moves now.
Oh,
So he's stuck in forever the cross eye type of thing. So I'm going to have to get in there and figure that out. But I understand why they switched to the singular, parallel rolling eye system, as
Right.
opposed to just that toggle. So that's going to be a major improvement. The cape is something that was really, really bad on this last one. If they can fix that, then this will be an absolutely iconic piece of nostalgia for a lot of people. And the people so excited about this, it's kind of like that age demographic where you wouldn't think a lot of people were into this version of Batman, depending on your age and when you grew up. A lot of people went with like the Batman Forever and, Val Kilmer, maybe even George Clooney or Christian Bale as your Batman. But to see so many people throwing the love towards Michael Keaton, the original Dark Knight, it's pretty awesome, man. And I know people are hype about the Flash. I get that. And, they even hit it out of the park with the trailer. Yeah, I'm Batman. Of course they're going to do that. And it's good. Back to the base. I'm officially saying, people hold me to it on this stream, I'm not doing deluxe anymore with the bases. I just don't have the room for it. It has to be something really exceptional base wise for me to have to pull the trigger, because where are you going to put that thing, display wise, unless you have a display that specifically can hold something like that. For me, and the way mine is set up, it's not happening. So why would I put that and just leave it in its box? So I love that they're doing these big dynamic bases. I feel like with the kind of the invention of InArt and coming into the scene, they've really upped their diorama base game in the past 6, 7, 8 months. So that's incredible to see, but I'm definitely not getting the base, but I will be getting a second one for sure.
Yeah. This is really cool though, Keco. It's, and that's what I love about, this, because we have options. You can get the diorama base with the gargoyle booty, or you could get the one without it. You could get the standard Batman logo and take up a lot less space. Sucks the lights don't light up like I hope they would. But, I'm glad that Oxfather pointed that out for us. Sometimes it looks like there's something there, but it's not. So, at the end of the day, what are you going to do? But this Batman, yeah, I'm really excited for everyone going to get this. I guess we're going to see how it turns out with Flash, because clearly they're probably going to make one from that film too. So I guess we're going to see how many diehards there are out there that want both, because there's going to be another Keaton Batman. It's going to be an older version, but if you only had to get one,
are they going to wait for the definitive? Are they going to wait for the definitive?
Wait for the definitive, the Flash 2 version. No. But I think the definitive would be this one. So this is the iconic OG, and I think a lot of people would go for this. But
yeah,
I guess
if they fix the cape, man. If they fix the cape, then I think it's an absolute 10 out of 10, because that was the biggest drawback. Because you should never have to get a custom piece to make a figure worthwhile. And the biggest drawback of this original figure is the cape is god awful. So if they fix the cape, which it looks like they have, that's going to be a huge, huge plus.
Right. And I'm putting a poll in the chat now for people to vote in deluxe or standard Batman. I should have put also neither, but I've forgotten. I already posted it. So it's done. So, we're just going to have to roll with it. That said, guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. Let's go ahead and move to our next topic. I want to ask the question here. This is a tough question, because this got the community a little bit in a little bit of a stir, I guess you could say, because the Jazzinc Batmobile was announced a little while ago now, and it retails for $14.99, and there's payment plans. You get a signature from Yost, and of course, I think it said his father signed it too, from what I recall. So this Batmobile supposedly is more accurate than the Hot Toys version. That's what I know Jazzinc has claimed, and I think everyone has pretty much been on board with that. Like, it's a very accurate, very substantial Batman 1989 Batmobile. That said, you can see the price is about a little over double what the Hot Toys cost. And for the longest time, the Hot Toys was considered an absolute grail. Now we have a Jazzinc option. Now we have a Hot Toys option, which I can share on the screen as well. But Zach, I want to ask you here. There's obviously two very different price points here, maybe two different markets that they're going for. I'm not sure exactly. But if you're a diehard 89 Batman fan, I don't know. This is a tough call. What do you think, Zach? Who comes out on top in this one?
I think the collectors come out on top. There's two choices. So
that's a good choice. Yeah.
I think Jazzinc makes really great stuff. Don't get me wrong. I think for years they've been making things that collectors have never thought would be possible. And I think it's going to be real interesting to see how this turns out, because I want to say of all the vehicles that they've done, this is the first time where there's an actual like 1-to-1 competition for, this product, right? So with the Batman Batmobile, the muscle car, Hot Toys kind of teased it, but they never actually, solicited anything. So this will be the first one. One thing I would say is it's my understanding that Jazz doesn't have a full prototype yet. I think it's either just the exterior, or like either that's the movie shot or just the exterior. But I know in their group that they've kind of said that they're working on getting all that stuff done. I have no doubt that it probably will be more accurate. I don't know if it's twice the cost more accurate for me. I think things at that scale, I think there's a difference of something like 10 centimeters. And I think when you get to that size, I think things can certainly feel right and not necessarily need to be right. But for me, I would say if I was interested in one of these, I would probably go Sideshow for the Hot Toys version. Just because, if I need to ship something back, if there's something broken, shipping something to California is probably much cheaper than shipping it back to the Netherlands.
Right.
And so, I not that I don't think Jazz would take care of a customer that had an issue, but I just think Sideshow and dealing with any issues with the vehicle would probably be much easier dealing with someone in the same country. And I think it's going to come out good, though. I think Yost has said they're going to do that sort of like black pearlescent like beetle color, and I think Hot Toys is just that matte or satin black. I think it's just so expensive, and when they announced it, I want to say Hot Toys hadn't put theirs out yet. So now that there is that cheaper version, I hope the collectors are able to pick the price point and the level of accuracy that they feel fits their budget and their collection. So I think it's great. I think it's great that we have choices, and it's going to be real interesting to see, though, when you put them both together, what the quality looks like 1-to-1 with the new Hot Toys versus the Jazzinc one. I think it's going to be real interesting to see.
Yeah, and we got some, Zach, you're right on the money, bro. And we got some really good comments. Like I know Jeff mentioned the Jazzinc is remote controlled and power connected, also bigger and more accurate. It could be a centerpiece. Like Carlos mentioned, it's limited, and that could be a smaller batch than Hot Toys, and the price does reflect that. So I think, and we got 6 Scale saying for $1,500 you can buy 2 Batmobiles from Hot Toys. So this is why this is a really interesting question. And I think, Zach, I'm with you, bro. The consumer wins, the collector wins, because you have so many good options now. You could get this Batman hot from Hot Toys, the '89 Batmobile, and it can be absolutely beautiful for $700. Or if you want to go all in and you're a super fan, you pay $1,500. But dude, I don't know. It's a really tough one for me. I have no connection to this Batmobile, so it's a lot harder for me to pick, because I don't really notice the differences as much, because I've only watched the film once, so I can't really tell. If it was something like the Tumbler or something a little more iconic to me, then yeah, I might be able to go in on this one. But Keco, what do you? Yeah, sorry, Zach, what were you gonna say?
Sorry. When Jeff is saying it's remote controlled, I don't know if he means like the drivetrain, like you can actually drive it. I don't think I've heard
someone mentioned that being a possibility at one point, but I don't know if that's
going to be the case. Yost has said that if they get enough orders, they might add like a smoke effect to it.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen it claimed to be drivable, unless you mean like the lights, you can control them with the remote, then probably. But I would say, you could get the same functionality with a smart device, like a smart plug, and then a dummy battery set for probably like $20, and then you can basically have your smart speaker turn on and off your Batmobile whenever you want. So to me, that's neat, but it's not like, I wouldn't just get it just because you can control it with the remote. That's
right. Not the end of the
world.
Not
that big a deal. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry,
okay.
Keco.
Yeah, Keco, where do you fall on this one, bro? I know you're thinking about picking up a Batmobile. It sounds like where are you at?
Yeah, last week I'd suppose that the only two vehicles that would be in my collection would be the Ecto-1 and the DeLorean.
Mm-hmm.
Until I saw that Hot Toys is going to make the '89 Batmobile reissued, essentially. So with that being said, is that it did not mean enough to me to pay $1,500 for one from Jazzinc. It just didn't. But the price point for me said, okay, now I can have a 6 Scale iconic vehicle to add to the collection, because that price point makes sense. The thing that doesn't make sense to me is, I guess, the gatekeeping that so many people in the community do, thinking that one is better than the other, which it isn't. It's whatever one you want to put in your collection. It doesn't matter. Like, I do not look at you and say, wow, what a waste of money that you spent so much money on something that you're going to drive. Are you really going to drive around a remote controlled car that's $1,500? I mean, I could say that, or I could look at you and look down on you and be like, are you really going to get something that's that inaccurate for that much money? I mean, you can do any of it. You can play devil's advocate either side.
Right.
And so the question is which one do you want, collector? Is it a budget issue? And if so, then get you a pretty damn good collectible for $700, throw it on your shelf, and damn, there you go. My only thing is to here's someone speaking from experience for something with Jazzinc. Okay. I own Jazzinc things. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not as bought into the hype. Okay. I don't have any of the vehicles. I bought the Iron Scavenger, the Vulture. Okay. Which the big wings. It's their first figure, if you want to call it that. I was not impressed. I know it was their first one, but I thought it was very fragile, fragile. And I was like, why are so many little pieces breaking on this thing? Why do I have to worry about gluing stuff? I don't want to have to worry about that. If I'm and they're like, well, if you pay, if whenever people talk about the money that they spend on stuff, it better be fucking perfect to be, that much money. Yeah, it should be. I should not have anything breaking on a $500 wing, essentially, with the Vulture. So I worry about paying $1,500 for something that could break, whether it be the Falcon cockpit, whether it be this Batmobile, whether it be another Batmobile. The Snowspeeder, that's just too big to put somewhere for me. That's right. Awesome if that's your display and you can work that out. To me, the stuff with Jazzinc is that you have to have a plan in place for where you're going to put these things. What also drives me, this is a little bit of a rabbit trail, what drives me insane is the people on the Jazzinc webpage, and they're saying, TIE Fighter win, Naboo Starfighter win. I was like, do you realize how fucking big these things are for like 6 scale? You are not going to order that. You are not going to be allowed to have that in your mom's basement by any means. So what
Keco,
are you doing?
This is the 3 3/4.
I know.
and it's like 26, 27 inches at 3 3/4.
Yeah.
It's
The
6
six scale would
feet.
be like 6. Yeah, 6 could
Yeah.
be fucking huge.
Yeah,
That's like
right. It would
that's
take
a
like a whole
little
room.
car
Yeah.
or a go-kart. What are you doing?
A
They're
go
like,
kart.
it's like, why don't you go ahead and just put it on a nice coffee table? I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So all the people that say, oh, Jazzinc will make our dreams come true. Maybe if that's the way you want it to be. But for me, that just doesn't make a lot of sense. I support the people that want to do that. That's awesome, man. If you got the display space for it and you want the go-to definitive collectible, when someone comes up to my room and they're looking at everything, they're not going to be like, oh, no smoke coming out of the back. I don't think it's that
No,
cool.
could you imagine?
Yeah, like, oh, wait, I got it now. Beep.
Yeah,
And then the
oh,
light
there's the
goes on.
smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I
cool.
forgot to
Now it's
refill
cool.
it.
Yeah.
There you
So that's my thing, is that I will,
right.
because of the price point, be getting the Hot Toys one, just because it makes sense now. I can actually own that one, because I was not going to pay like $3,000 for the old Hot Toys one, and I wasn't going to pay $1,500 for the Jazzinc one. So this is a perfect situation for me that I will capitalize on. This will be my third vehicle once Carlos sells me his Ecto one.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen. And what I'll say before we wrap this topic is, like Zach had mentioned, I've never bought a Jazzinc product, so I don't know about where the quality lies on customer service, but I know where it lies with Sideshow. So I know for a fact if I buy a Hot Toys vehicle or something from Sideshow, for example, my Chromando, I put the rifle strap into the Chromando and it snapped off. So I messaged Sideshow and they were like, all right, we'll give you 3 options, $40, or you can return it for a refund, or you can exchange it. And I was like, I'll exchange it. And I sent it back to them and they're sending me another one. So, I know where.
That's a great peace of mind,
Right. That's why, honestly, that's mostly where I buy things now. I pretty much mostly buy things from Sideshow, unless it's third party, something I buy it from Kit, or, if I want a Hot Toy early, I'll buy it from somewhere else, or maybe, someone else. But I would say that overall, this having that peace of mind with Sideshow is pretty nice for US buyers.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will say Jazz has learned from every product that they've made. I know 2 or 3 people that had I think it was the BVS or the Justice League Batmobile, and the axles on theirs, I think like the weight of the resin caused it to bow. And so I think on the newer vehicles that they use like a different type of support system. And I haven't heard any issues with that. I know with the 66, I've seen quite a few comments that people had, different issues. Overall, I think they were happy with it, but I think at this kind of price point, I hope that they tighten it up going forward. But Yoast, excellent customer service as well. But for me personally, again, like if I'm in the United States, it might cost me, 30, 40, 50, $60 to send something back to Sideshow, whereas sending something back to the Netherlands, if necessary,
Good luck on that.
Expensive, so.
right. But like you said, Zach, I have heard Yoast's customer service is good.
Yeah, he's great. So.
Yeah. So nothing wrong with that. I just know Sideshow's who I know, and I just know they always pretty much take care of me if something goes wrong. So I like that. So personally, but anyway, so guys, let's wrap that topic. We have a couple super chats here to get to. First one being Batman Collectibles. Thank you so much, kind sir. Thank you guys for the kind and generous super chats. Very nice of you. $4.99 super chat. I have the 66 Batmobile. It's a very nice piece. Definitely had quite a few flaws, and I received a much later batch. The perfection talk is frustrating. See, that's a really good point, actually, because people who have gotten Jazzinc stuff before, this happens with Hot Toys too sometimes, but I've heard some of those QC issues with Jazzinc, and I know they get better and better with each progressive batch, it sounds like. But maybe Batman Collectible just got unlucky. Maybe he got a QC problem. Have you guys heard of anything like that with Jazz?
With the 66?
The only thing I've heard is that if there's an issue, they make it right. That's the only thing I know.
Right. So, but I have heard, Zach, I know you probably heard the 66, I think, had some problems, didn't it?
Yeah, I've heard
paint
people that had like paint, like orange peel in the paint or like dust in the paint, seen some striping issues. And those, like, I think generally speaking, the collectors that I've seen post about it said that Yoast was willing to make it right, but they were happy enough to keep, to live with what they had. But I don't know, for me at that kind of a price point, like I get that they're, small batch type things, but I don't know. I'm the kind of collector that if I'm buying like a Marvel Legends, like I want it to be perfect. And that's like a $20 figure, right? If I'm buying a Hot Toys, like I don't really settle for small imperfections. And so for me, if I'm spending that kind of money, like it would drive me up the wall. Like if there was an issue like that. So, but he makes great stuff, some stuff that like the snow speeder, like we would never think would ever be in 6 scale, but I don't know. I think I will enjoy them from afar at the moment.
That's how I feel about it too, bro. Absolutely. We got Rockaman Chris. Thank you so much, Rockaman Chris. Appreciate you, bro. Very generous. I will quote Cat Williams. I got a Chrysler 300 because it looks like a Phantom until a Phantom pulls up next to you. I'm getting both just in case, and we'll sell the one I like the least. Hey, that's one way you could do it. I guess you could also just get the one that comes out first, and then you could see how you feel about it, and then decide after that. Because you might get the Jazz or the Hot Toys, and then be like, "Damn, I don't know why I would need any more than this." But you never know until you know, I guess. But yeah, I guess we'll find out. They're pretty expensive to buy both, Chris, but I trust you, man. Do whatever you think. So that's what I would say, guys. It looks like we got another one also from Carlos. Thanks so much, Carlos. Appreciate you, bro. All I hear are a bunch of babies, he says. Buy Jazzinc or you're a fake collector. It's better. Dude, get out of here, Carlos. Nah, dude, people can buy whatever they want.
Carlos doesn't even collect.
Carlos doesn't even collect, so it doesn't even matter. But no. Guys, buy whatever you want. Carlos is just joking. So, and I know we got Jonathan in the house too. So Yoast customer service is
up,
good.
John?
Before I know John is here. Before or after he asks customers to do their own repairs. I have heard that, but I've not bought from Yoast, so I can't really speak to that myself. So I don't know. Guess it just depends. It depends on what
I was this close to buying a secondhand Batmobile, and then I heard about it's like it's a great thing, but
Right.
the drivetrain issues, and at that point I was like, I don't know, it's a lot of money. So
He seems like a really chill dude, Yoast. So I mean, I think he sounds
fine.
good.
I've talked to him a few times. I ended up going with the Hot Wheels one, which has smoke effects and it's RC, so.
See, there you go.
Yeah,
There
it was
you
pretty
go.
good.
Well, Zach, we got to address something here because Kika's about to break my heart, I think. We have the Lim Toys Nathan Drake, and I could not be more excited for this. I am so amped for this because I am a big fan of the Uncharted series. I've played all of them. I played the first three, I think, on PS3 when they remastered them. Then I played Uncharted 4, obviously, on PS4 when that came out. Then they remastered all of them, and I think I played them all again on PS4. But now we also have, I think, Lost Legacy, which is really good, with Chloe and Nadine. And you have a bunch of others, Uncharted stuff that I don't think they're done with that franchise yet, but I guess we're going to find out. That said, I want to share something. This is actually on 16kit. Like I said, this is the place that I like to look for third-party figures. I actually have a code I can put in the chat for you guys. $10. It's WillXNate. So if you want to get this figure, it's $10 off. The NRD is like $28 with the code, so pretty cheap. That said, I'm really excited about this. This is a $228 shipped figure with the code. And considering what comes with it, I think that's really pretty good. I mean, you get a lot of stuff here. You get a diorama base that actually says Uncharted 4. You get seamless forearms on the right-hand side. The left-hand side doesn't have that because you have the watch to cover the wrist pegs. So they didn't even bother. No worries there. That's fine with me. That said, Zach, I don't know how big of an Uncharted fan you are. How do you feel about this Lim Toys Nathan Drake here?
It's expensive, bro. It's so expensive.
Bro, $228
That's
is not
that's
expensive.
licensed figure pricing, my guy. That's so
No, it's not. Hot
expensive.
Toys is like $300 now, dude.
No, come on, don't lie. That's so expensive. I will say it's kind of like I get the watch thing, but I would have still liked to have had both seamless arms.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just because I'm just weird like that. It is a beautiful figure, though. I mean, honestly, this is one of the nicer figures that I've seen. Lim Toys, they killed it with the gunslinger, Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption. I think it's gonna be great. The price point to me, like the third party quality is going up significantly, right? With Lim Toys, with some of the other companies out there, but the prices are going up too. And at some point, like they're going to be priced, at that $270 price point, like Hot Toys start at now. And I think at that point, it's like, well, I mean, at that point, I just may buy a licensed one, right? If a licensed one comes up. But I think this is great. Honestly, I think the portrait's great. I think the weathering that they have on the khakis and the shirt are really good. They have that sweat effect, which Interbay have done that on some of their NBA figures, and I didn't really ever like it. I feel like it looks better here, but I'd have to wait to judge it, once it's released. But I think it looks great. I think Lim Toys is a great company, so I think they're gonna knock this one out of the park.
Well, Zach, do you have that Arthur Morgan? Because I do. It's amazing, dude.
No, I just started playing Red Dead like a month ago, I had really
Okay.
bad experiences with the first one. Like I would play for hours and the game would crash and I would like lose all my data. So I've kind of put off playing the second one, but it's on the list.
Well, I saw
But
Zach. I saw your clips where you guys were playing it online. You were like, "Go on, get boy, get out of here!"
Oh yeah,
Like,
go
I
on,
was-
get. You
yeah,
gotta
that
play
was-
with us if you play on PC.
Well, dude, I have PlayStation 5, but I would love to play with you guys somehow because I saw the one you guys killed like something like a buck or something, and then someone like
Yeah, Dean lassoed it
yeah,
away
Dean
from me.
lassoed it and then fucking ran off with it. Yeah, it was hilarious. I was actually laughing a lot watching that clip and just listening to you guys, so it was fun.
Yeah.
That said, Keco, break my heart, bro. Fill me in on Lim Toys, Nathan
Uh-oh,
Drake.
here we go.
What's going on?
I don't know if I could care any less about this figure. And admittedly, I'm late to the gaming games. Okay. That sounds weird saying, but I haven't been gaming very much recently, just with life changes and things like that. You know, I really wanted to jump on like when the PS5 came out, but it took me forever to get one. And so by the time everyone's played all these great games and stuff, you know, I'm playing catch up. The fact that I have a game that I got recently that was purchased on release, you know, such as Hogwarts, that's a big step for me. So, you know, I'm just now getting around to playing God of War, getting around to playing The Last of Us, you know, so I'm not the best person to ask. So when you say, "Hey man, are you hyped for Uncharted?" I'm like, what is this? What is this? Because I honestly could not tell you a thing about this other than that this is the movie with Tom Holland, right?
Yep.
Okay. So here's my thing. I think we talked about this last week when it comes to like figures and something that really stands out on a shelf. If someone's going to come to my display and they're like, "Hey, cool guy in khakis and blue shirt," that's about all I can say about this. And they'll be like, "Who is that? What is he doing? What is he doing? He's got a gun. What does he do?" And I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. You know, with Indiana Jones, you have the hat. Everyone knows that's Indy. He's got the whip. Not much I can say about this other than like, "Oh, I think Tom Holland did a movie of this. Can't wait for the Tom Holland head sculpt you can put on this." You know, that's what they'll say. But
Right.
I'm excited for people because I'll say this. When I started playing God of War, I started saying, "I wonder if I can get a 6-scale Kratos somewhere." You know, I started thinking because I really like that character. I've never played Uncharted, so I'll be honest with you. So I don't know if this person means anything to me or not. Now, as far as the character presence, what we talked about last week, I think it's a little bit to be desired, but he has nothing to do with me because I don't know him very well. I think you do have some really cool features. I mean, if this is what comes out from the final product, I think that's a win. If this character means something to you, I think the sculpt looks good. The body looks great. The tailoring looks good. I think that's a great thing. And look at all the fun stuff you get, even like a fun little pirate flag, it looks like. But I'm really excited about, you know, the seamless arms, or I'm sorry, the seamless forearms. I really think that's a way to go with a lot of figures. I'm real excited to see how they're going to do that with Wolverine. Obviously, the InArt Joker's got that. But this is not going to be something for me because I don't know anything about it. But Will, I'm excited that you are excited, and that's what makes me happy.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro. And hey, Keco, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, dude. You were very much fair on that one, so I appreciate you, bro.
I mean,
yeah,
if you want to talk about figures that have shelf presence,
Yeah.
you need to get things like this, you know.
Dude, you actually did it. You actually
I know, because that's why I went to Totally Rad Toy House, because they had one. They're like, "Please take this from us." I'm like,
did they give you a
"Okay."
nice discount, dude?
They're like, "We don't know why we got this, and we're afraid it's going to sit around. Will you come get this?" I'm like, "I will come get King Shark."
Yeah,
and so
dude,
now I have
nice.
and this is a really cool figure. So
Is it really nice? Okay.
oh, sick, man! It's awesome. He's huge.
Yeah, see, I kind of want to pick him up at this point, Keco, but I'm gonna wait till he gets discounted. Really,
He smells
really
very
cheap.
vinyl-y.
Does he
So,
really? Okay,
but
gotcha.
yeah,
I
but
think he's
that's
a dope
dope.
figure, bro.
Yeah,
I think
he's
a
pretty
dope
cool. I'm gonna have some fun with him.
But basically, Keco, what Uncharted is, it's kind of like PlayStation Indiana Jones, I guess I would say. Like that's pretty much what it's like, a treasure hunting game, basically. But you know, there's a lot of good characters, especially in Uncharted 4, a lot of great character development, some crazy action set piece scenes that are just ridiculous and just explosive and crazy. And there's also like sort of I guess like a paranormal aspect to some of them. You know, there's stuff like that going on. So, you know, it's a really good franchise.
Paranormal. I do love that.
Yeah, it's a really good franchise, and you know the base it's very Jack Sparrow like with the flag. So I think there's a lot going on here. And I think honestly, and I know what Zach's saying about the price, you know, 238 shipped, but 238 shipped, I mean that's still pretty good. Third party figures are going up. I mean, Game Toys Sephiroth, he had the wing, and he was like 275 or 290, and that was like a couple years ago. So I think this is pretty reasonably priced personally, but. You know, I think prices might just be going up on a lot of different things. So, and like Luminar mentioned, male Laura Croft, pretty much that's basically what he is. Yeah.
See, if you would have said that, I get Tomb Raider. I played Tomb Raider.
That's basically what he is. Yeah. He's a treasure hunter. So, yeah. So
he's Nicolas Cage from National Treasure?
Pretty much. He's Nicolas Cage video game form.
Bro,
dude.
that'd be a banger figure though. Let's be
That would,
honest.
yeah, it would be a banger. That would be a banger. But yeah, guys, let us know what you think about this Nathan Drake in the chat.
Well,
That's
all I
it.
know is that Riley called me out. He's saying, "How
What'd
can
he
you
say?
talk when you have Gizmo in your display?" Gizmo is an iconic piece of pop culture, and I challenge anyone to prove me wrong on that.
I get what you're saying, Keco, about presents, though. I guess it just depends on what exactly you're looking for. But if people come in and look at your collection, Nathan Drake would, like, if they didn't know any of the characters, Nathan Drake would probably not be the most eye-catching figure that you would have. It would have to mean something to you. It's not going to pop like Pop Toy Scorpion. Now, that is die-cast and looks amazing. But, yeah. So, but I get what you're saying. Keco, that's a very valid point. Very valid. Nick's Collectibles is here, or Niche Collectibles. Thank you so much, Nick. Nick breaks all his figures. Yos is okay, but he won't make my Toby pizza scooter. Yeah, dude, that's never happening, Nick. It's never happening. I appreciate the super chat, though. Very, very nice of you. Nick, I think, shaved his mustache recently. I don't know if you guys saw that, but kind of like Ox Daddy. Ox Daddy went full shave. So, he's a full clean shaven now. So, for the ladies. So, Nick, good to see you, bro. And hopefully you get that pizza scooter. Carlos is back again. Thanks so much, Carlos. King Shark and Hydra Stomper, Target Premium Toys. Nah, bro. Nah, it's not that bad. Not that bad. Hydra Stomper's not my favorite, but King Shark I actually do like. And Keco, I trust Kiko's opinion. So if Keco likes it, then I like it too. So at least in most, except Nathan Drake. That's the one where we disagree. Other than that, yeah.
And I thought that was a fairly civil conversation.
That was very civil, Keco. I was preparing for the worst. I was preparing.
Yeah, I alerted you ahead of time that you'd probably.
Yeah, you did warn me.
Well.
You did warn me. We'll talk about it more when I come to Tennessee. That said, what is the most recent figure that made you love collecting? So I do want to start with Zach first on this one. Before Zach goes, I just want to say the figure that most made me love collecting, honestly, is the one that I just got in recently, Chrome Mando. Chrome Mando is such a good figure, guys. I highly recommend you get it. Just be very careful with the rifle strap. If you're going to put the rifle in, grab the peg underneath and pull out once you pull it into the strap, because otherwise it will snap off inside the peg and you will never get that thing out. So it's not happening. So that's something that you can think about. And don't scratch the chrome paint. Very easy to do. You can very easily scratch that chrome paint. Other than that, the figure is a banger. Zach, what figure recently made you love collecting and just made you super excited? Because Chrome Mando did that for me. I was like, damn, this figure is good.
Probably the Asmus Gandalf the White.
Oh,
I really love that figure.
Bro.
I love that figure. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great figure. I think, the price, what you get, the quality, I think it's good. I think, damn, you're fast. I think, what a time, right? We're going to get the InArt one in a few months. We got this one here. I'm excited. I don't know that this one will be as good as the InArt one, but I think it's a pretty strong effort by Asmus compared to what, the things that they've made in the past. So, yeah, I had that figure and I had it on my desk for like a week and a half just messing with it. It was super fun. And it was so good that I bought a second head in the old figure because you could port. They sold it as like an upgrade kit, I guess. You could put the old head on the new head on the old figure. So now I have two of them.
Nice.
So,
well, what happens, Zach, if InArt makes Gandalf the White? Are you going to get both?
Probably. I mean, I love that character. So
Yeah, you do.
We'll see how their Gandalf the Grey turns out. I have concerns, but
we'll
see what happens.
You know accuracy on Gandalf better. You guys pointed out stuff I never would have pointed out, like the staff and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I probably would. I like Gandalf, so
yeah.
Yeah.
You are the
but again,
you're the biggest
right?
Gandalf.
Collectors have choices, so it's always good when we have choices.
Yeah, absolutely. I would assume at some point they will make a Gandalf the White. It's probably just a matter of time.
Probably. I don't think it's in their, or it was in their product plan.
Right.
But ever since they separated from Queen, or they're doing their own thing now, I think they've kind of said that old roster of figures is kind of out the window now. So,
right.
Who knows? Might see one.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. That said, Keco, what about you, bro? What figure made you super excited besides King Shark?
How dare you, Linda?
Oh yeah, I love my Target exclusive right here.
Hold on, let me solo you, Keco. The people need to see your King
Look at
Shark
that.
Target.
Oh, wave, buddy, wave.
Wave to the crowd.
Yeah, hi.
Articulate for them.
Yeah, I mean he's a power pose. I mean all he's got is his arms.
Right.
So, but
Right.
either way, he's sick. But
That's
that's a great question of what figure recently made you fall in love with collecting, and just to get all philosophical for a quick second.
Yeah.
I think every time you get a new figure, it should ignite the passion back in you. Because if you buy something that doesn't make you love collecting, then what did you get it for in the first place? Because otherwise, Are you just buying to buy? Are you buying to impress? Are you just collecting? Are you hoarding? What's going on? So what's the most recent, but to actually answer the question, kind of something that'd be like, wow, this is a standout. I had to think about that for a quick second. I mean, easy, you could say Mando, naturally. You could easily say, well, Captain Falcon, or I'm sorry, Captain America
Captain
with the
Falcon.
Yeah, Captain Falcon is pretty sick, and he really, really is.
Yeah.
But I think one of the ones that got me to kind of just say, this is a lot of fun, and I forgot why, is people are not going to like this. My D23 Spider-Man from the Avengers campus.
With Churro?
With Churro.
Oh, okay.
Because it's limited, it's exclusive, and it's something that other people don't have. And I know that sounds so shitty to say, but I was happy to get that on a good deal because I'm like, this is why I collect, because I want to have something that people can walk in and say, hey, check out this figure. And it's cool. It's a really, really good representation of, Spidey and all that stuff. And I mean, it's just good. It's a good one. And if you, I think that's the one without the churro. Actually.
Yeah, because it said D23. Where's the churro?
That's the not the right one.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Okay, yeah, in the tray. So I mean, the hoodie is cool, all that stuff. Even like the textbook. I have mine sitting next to Stan Lee in my display, and it's eye catching. It's fun, and I love that it was limited. And what they did release a different version, to the masses. I don't even know if it still was to the masses. It was still kind of a weird release, but this one specifically, everyone wanted it because it was limited. And I'm happy to say I got that one. So that's the one that made me always fall in love with collecting because it's something that I wanted.
That's a great choice, Keco. It's a great choice, dude. And that's actually really good points from both of you guys. But Keco, the point about, if you got a figure, it should make you feel that anyway. So the most recent figure you bought really should probably be the answer for that, because anything that you bought, yeah, right. Anything that you bought, you should have that feeling for. It should make you excited about collecting. So, the Iron Throne was another one. I got the Beast Kingdom Iron Throne. Really, really like that piece a lot. Very underrated piece. So glad I got that because I don't see anyone else making that in 6 scale. I don't think InArt is going to touch that one, and I don't see anyone else making it. So if you want an Iron Throne, Beast Kingdom would be the way to go. And it's still
I don't want
it. Kiko, you need it, bro. Do you have the Iron Throne? I don't remember.
I don't actually. I didn't know that was available, but I do want one.
It's pretty dope, bro. It's pretty dope. That said, guys, we're moving on to the next topic. That said, InArt Jokers are arriving. Well, they're starting to for some people. They're starting to arrive to people. Kiko, you still don't have yours yet, right? Okay. Kiko doesn't have his. Zach, did you get InArt Joker? Okay, so yours is never going to arrive. But that's it for the other people. They are going to arrive. And what I've seen, I've been looking at Facebook posts. I've been looking at Reddit. And we got some interesting ones here, right? So we got this post here from Curry Powder 84. An absolute game changer. Hot Toys has legit competition, right? So we got a sculpted Joker 2-pack here with a Bane custom figure, it looks like, in the Dark Knight DX19. So we got some good things being said about these figures, but we also have, and I did warn people on Layout Stream about this. This photo surfaced.
The Michael Jackson?
Yeah. Yes. So, and I talked about this on Layout Stream. So, and I mentioned this in my original review. I was like, hey, guys, I would not really feel comfortable with this magnetic base leaving it personally in my house, because obviously I guess my floors shake. I don't really have earthquakes in Maryland, but my floor tends to shake a little bit.
What the hell?
And
poltergeist.
So I came in one morning, and yeah, exactly, Zach. And then I came in one morning, and my Joker luckily was on the carpet instead of the hardwood floor, and he took a tumble because I had him on this base. And he was fine. Luckily, the hair got a little messed up, but I fixed it. No damage. No damage at all whatsoever. Luckily, because he fell into a carpet. But if you're in this type of situation, you're in another situation. This guy posted this photo jokingly, apparently. Just kind of saying that maybe he did something incorrect or whatever. But I would say use caution. Use your best judgment with using the magnetic base, because you don't want to have an oopsie where you have the figure fall like I did. And I'll be using a crotch grabber for this figure moving forward. It's unfortunate because I love the figure. It's beautiful, and it's absolutely so realistic. It's unfortunate the base is not a little more functional. That said, so Zach here. They deliver.
What the hell?
Jack. Zach.
Jack.
I was thinking of Titanic, bro. Titanic, So Zach,
I'll be your Rose.
Yeah. No, you're my Rose. You're my Rose. So Zach, what's going on with this Joker? Did they deliver on the hype? Do you feel like people are going to be satisfied here?
So, Carlos, did he say oopsie?
What did he say?
Magnets.
Oh yeah.
Magnets are, I don't know what the word is, but magnets are really good like this, but they're not really good with shearing forces, right? So
right.
that's why it's tipping over, right? I've seen people hold it upside down, but that kind of
It's
force.
the front and back, right?
Yeah, the left and right, front and back. Those are forces that magnets are not good at. So there's that. And the magnet strength is irrelevant. I don't own the figure, so I can't comment on this, but I haven't heard any issues. But if the joints are loose, obviously the feet being magnetic aren't going to really prevent it from toppling over. I've heard that maybe you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, that there's certain portions of the base that are magnetic. It's not the full surface at the top.
Right. It's more so in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of odd to me. I don't know. I feel like magnets are probably the future. But I think people have to be very aware of what magnets do and don't do for figures, right? Like if you're just not good at posing, having a magnetic base isn't going to keep that center of gravity where it needs to be. With that being said, unironically, I actually think that the sculpted is a fantastic looking figure, and I would almost say that it's probably the better figure long term. I know they have like a futzing guide where you do have to do a little bit of sort of like hot sculpting with the hair heated up and then kind of sculpt that hair a little bit. But once it's set, in theory, it would be set, forever. Whereas rooted, I think over time they do require some maintenance for the few rooted figures that I have. But no, I think 100%. I think they had a goal and they delivered on that goal. I think the hype was insane, and I do genuinely think that they've done something really good here. I wonder if this continues to be an issue now that more people are getting them in hand and having them fall, if they will eventually adopt something where there's like a part that can come out and you can add a crotch grabber.
Right.
I think that would be the ideal thing. But yeah, I don't know. And I don't say this to be ugly, but I think a lot of people that collect these figures do struggle with posing, and those crotch grabbers really do help them to keep their displays upright. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all, but I think with a figure like this, where you really are relying on just that magnet keeping it upright, you really need to understand center of gravity and like how to get a pose to be stable. But yeah, I mean, I think it looks great. I think the rooted looks great, but I'm just incredibly shocked by how good the sculpted looks. So yeah. I'm very impressed.
It looks dope, bro. And I'm with you, Zach. Like, it could be a matter of posing, because I know we got Mr. Legend in the house, Big Bretta Joao. Mine has been on the base for a month and a half and still strong, bent legs. Maybe I was lucky. Hey, Joao's had no issues. So again, I don't want to, say that it's a widespread thing, but I do want to caution people that if there's even an ounce of doubt in your mind that you think this might fall over, that to me is enough. Even a 1-2% chance, I'm like, put that thing on a crotch grabber. That's just how I feel about it. I just think safety first when it comes to these expensive collectibles. But I absolutely agree. I think InArt absolutely delivered, other than that base. The base is a little bit problematic. I'm with you, Zach, 100%, bro. I think Carlos mentioned that to me. Have a little peg or something that you can plug in if you don't want to use a crotch grabber, but maybe a slot for if you do want to use a crotch grabber, you can. I guess we'll see how that shakes out over time. It's a little unfortunate to pay these type of prices and then have a base that doesn't quite, like, that's not as usable, right? Like, you can't, for me, I would not like feel comfortable putting the figure on that base, but that's just me. But I don't know. Crotch grabber is what I'll be using. That said, Keco, do you think InArt is delivering on the hype here? Because they're starting to arrive for people. What are you thinking?
I'm wondering if I made a mistake, Will, of not getting the sculpted, because I'm sitting here waiting on my rooted hair Joker, because you're like, this is going to be it now. This is going to work. And here I am sitting here holding nothing. I collected a pre-order, man. And I told you that's what I don't like to do. So when it does start shipping, I'm sure I'm going to be happy, because I think what's been InArt aside, just going back to the Joker himself, it's crazy to me to see how much love that figure or that character still gets today. Yeah, and how people just said, this is my Joker. I mean, for how long was Nicholson the iconic, Joker of the Batman series? But now, I mean, when you say Joker, everyone is Heath Ledger. And I remember so many times around Halloween that year, everybody was the Joker. I mean, even Dwight on The Office came in as the Joker. But are they delivering? I mean, I guess they have so far. There's no track record right now. There's only one figure to compare. There's only a couple versions of that one figure to compare. So you can't say it's a trend. You can't say they've delivered. You can't say they haven't delivered. There's not a big enough sample size right now. I think the people that have it are certainly happy. I don't think there's anybody out there, and I've not seen one that said, man, wish I wouldn't have got this. I think every single person says, so glad to have this, super cool. Here's some things I'd fix, here's some things I'd tweak. But like everyone has been saying, this is the first version of their first 6-scale figure. What else do you want to expect? Obviously, they're going to do some things that aren't a perfect 10 out of 10. Then you learn from that. You make adjustments. Don't you remember Hot Toys all the way back with their famous Heroes line when they were doing, George Lucas and Top Gun, Maverick, and all that stuff? Famous, Keanu. I mean, they've come a long way, So are they delivering? Sure, but the jury's still out at this point.
Right. Yeah, but I will say, it looks amazing when you have it on your shelf. It's a really, really dope figure. Like it's so alive, and there's so many accessories you can use for this guy. It's great. And Keco, you are right, man. There's a lot of demand for this character, and I think there always will be. That's
crazy.
I mean, I think to me, this is the best Joker that I've ever seen. It's one of the best acting performances that I've ever seen.
And it's so crazy because whenever a new Batman anything comes up, everyone always said, well, it's not going to be as good as Heath's.
Right.
Exactly. Everyone is doomed forever to ever. And the thing is because he's gone, you can never have him come out and be like, oh, I'm willing to pass the mantle. It's almost like a Mystique, this phantom role that is iconically his forever because no one can take it from him because he never gave it up, essentially. So it's wild, just the pop culture phenomenon that this iteration of the Joker is. I mean, whether, Barry Keoghan or does anything with, the Batman version, we'll see, but everyone always points to say that's the Joker, and it's not as good as that one.
Yeah, it's true, bro. And Joaquin had some interesting shoes to fill, and he did it. He
was his own version, but still everyone says that's my Joker.
Yeah, it's true, bro. Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. We got a couple super chats here real quick. Mr. Jason Himmelwright, thoughts on the Sideshow Eastwood line of 1/6 and statues. I think it's pretty cool. I love the video they put out. Did you guys see that where Clint Eastwood came to the headquarters and stuff? That was great. I really liked that a lot.
Good to see him up and around moving. So
I haven't seen it. I've seen one really poor set of photos of someone that said they weren't happy with the portrait, and Again, it was a really bad set of photos, but I don't know. It didn't look great, but I have it on my to-watch list.
Right. I do like that Sideshow is doing interesting figures like this, though. I do like that they're doing some things that are a little bit different than the rest of the field. So, we got these Clint Eastwood stuff. We got these statues here. I think this is pretty cool. And, maybe there's a demographic for this. I'm sure Sideshow has done their research with it. But, yeah. So I think but Keco, you did see the video, right?
Yes, they showed him walking through the thing and looking at the mold of the head and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that
pretty
was
cool.
Dope. That was cool of Sideshow to do that. Anyway, thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate you, bro. Carlos is back. InArt makes the best bases. They do, but I don't know if they make the best magnet bases, but bases are pretty cool. Maybe they'll add a crotch grabber at some point for us who like security like that. So maybe not everyone's had the problem, so should be fine. If you guys want to take that risk, I just would not want to take that risk myself. That said, let's move on to something exciting. Keco told me this figure was phenomenal. So I need to share this with the people here because if Keco's excited about it, then I'm going to be at least a little bit excited about it. This is the Present Toys Blade Warrior. So this is obviously Wesley Snipes' Blade. So this is a figure I think that a lot of people have been looking forward to just because, I think there was a Hot Toys version from really long ago, right? Yeah, and that one's pretty old school. And supposedly, this one's not yet up for PO, but the rumors are real leather, a lot of cool accessories, a really pretty solid head sculpt overall. I don't think it's like a 10 out of 10 head sculpt, but put the sunglasses on him, it looks pretty damn good. I think most people are going to put the glasses on him. Zach, I want to ask you, bro, what do you think about this Present Toys Blade? Is this something you would be interested in?
Not particularly. I will say these photos look much better than I guess this photo, which we talked about on our show on Tuesday, and I was like, bro, that's David Robinson.
David Robinson from the Spurs?
From the Spurs.
Oh, my God.
However, I own, I think 3 or 4 Present Toys figures, and all of them are incredible. So
really? Okay.
Yeah, they are fantastic. I think their Django is probably one of my favorite figures of all time. The Godfather that they have is really well done, too. I think I've had 2 or 3 more. Yeah, Present Toys. Present Toys is one of those companies that I think is in that upper echelon. I'm sorry if you said this. What's the price point on this one?
I'm not sure yet. Not sure yet. Yeah, because it's not
Okay.
out for pre-order yet. So I
Yeah,
don't think we
so-
know an exact price.
So typically they tend to be around like 180, 190, and that's kind of earlier when I'm talking about like 235 plus for Nathan Drake.
Right.
Is a little bit up there for me. But no, I think Present Toys absolutely will deliver. I did see that thing that you were talking about earlier, how they confirmed it was real leather, which I think is great. I think, again, third-party companies are really starting to push that envelope, right? Hot Toys has only done real leather recently on their the Wolverine figures, so the fact that third-party companies are getting into that higher quality materials, I think is great. So I think the portrait looks much better in these new photos, and I'm not the biggest fan of Blade, but like you said, the only other option is crazy expensive older Hot Toys figure. So this is great for the collectors.
Yeah, I think so too, bro. This is not going to be for me either, Zach, but I will say at the end of the day, dude, it's one of those that I think people are going to really be amped about. I know Lael was posting about it. He's like, where can I get this? And I was like, it's not up for pre-order yet. So I saw that. But yeah, this is going to be a really dope figure. Keco, you told me this was phenomenal. So I want to hear your thoughts, bro. What are you thinking about this Present Toys Blade?
If we have the opportunity for it to be real leather, that's really going to be a game changer, because I may get an extra jacket to replace it on my Punisher. Nothing's wrong with my Punisher.
Oh,
Nothing's
yeah.
wrong with my Punisher jacket, but I would love to have a real leather jacket on Punisher. Anyway, you want to talk about shelf presence again?
Mhm.
This is that shelf presence. And Mom just came home, so I know Drago's going to say something in just a minute. He's got opinions on
What's
this.
the time? It's an hour exactly.
It's an hour on the dot. So
Yep.
I'm
There he is, hour on the dot, baby.
hour on the dot.
Place your
Drago
bets,
makes
guys.
his appearance. Yep. Drago made his appearance. There he is.
Yeah.
But I don't see the people saying that they don't think that's Wesley Snipes. I think it certainly does, with the glasses on for sure. It's the thank you, Drago. The shelf presence to me is just too good. Imagine posing this up with Morbius or something. I think that'd be really, really cool. So that's kind of my plan long term. And if you do like this character, if you do have an affinity for the Blade franchise or anything like that, as Drago certainly does. So
It's all good, dude.
Yeah, with that being said, is that if you have an affinity for this character, you don't want to go and pay the gobs of money for such an inferior 1.0 that Hot Toys put out a while back. I mean, the body proportions, the head sculpt, the tailor, everything. I mean, it's just one of those like little blobby potato looking figures, if you want to call it that. It's got some issues. So if you want a really good Blade, I mean, this is it. This is cool. And even he loves it. Even that tattoo on the side of the neck, I think that's so cool. So that's it. I'll go off mute so we don't have to hear Drago anymore.
It's all good, bro. Drago is a welcome part of the show. But as far as Blade Warrior goes, I'm glad, Zach, you gave us a little bit of context with the Present Toys stuff. I know people were really amped about that Present Toys Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, people went crazy.
That figure
for it.
is fantastic.
Is it good?
Okay.
Okay.
I've tried to track one down, but I think that ship has sailed. But yeah, that figure's fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what, from what I remember at least, that's where Present Toys really hit the ground running. Everyone was like, oh shit, Present Toys. Like that Indiana Jones was like going wild. Then I think they reissued it or something. I don't recall exactly, but something along those lines. So, it's the Django. Dude, I had that Django actually. Was that them?
Yeah, that's Present Toys. You sold it or what?
Oh. That head sculpt is really good. I remember that. I forget.
That's elite right there.
I was dating a girl at the time and she was like, that might be the best head sculpt that you have. And I was like, really? It's the Django.
It's so great.
It is great.
I love
dude.
this figure.
Yeah. That's a great figure. It's a great figure. Absolutely. That said, guys, let us know what you think about Blade Warrior, Mr. Blade, Wesley Snipes in the chat below. And yeah, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. That said, we got some topics here to round us out. We got a couple more.
Scale.
I know, right? 6 scale.
Kevin Durant.
We got a couple more. I want to ask the question here, and I want to ask. I'm going to post a poll on this one for the people too. Should beginner collectors stick to one line? And this could go. You could even remove the word beginner if you wanted to out of this question. Should collectors stick to one line? I kind of want to focus a little bit more on the beginner collector though, because for the beginners coming into this hot toy collecting in art, there's a lot of good options. There's a daunting experience to start with 1/6. Where do I start? There's so many good opportunities to get good things. There's so much temptation. Where do you really go from there? And we always hear people say sometimes like, stick to one line, stick to one line. That's tough for me. That's tough for me because there's a lot of things that we as collectors and fans like. And it's hard to be like, I'm going to only collect Star Wars. And then you see like something really cool from Marvel and you're like, fuck, I want that. And you're just like, you can't have it because you only have Star Wars, right? To each their own. Everyone collects how they see fit. But that's a tough one for me. So Zach, I want to ask you, should collectors, especially beginner ones, stick to one line? What do you think?
I don't want to sandbag this segment, but I feel like we as content creators shouldn't tell people how to collect.
Right.
I don't know, collect what you like. If it's 10 lines, if it's one line, I would say be financially responsible. You know, that's I mean, if you've seen my collection in the back, or if you've seen Will's review of my collection, it's all over the place and I love it. Um yeah, I think like when I first got into the hobby, um it I don't want to say it felt very cliquish. That was probably like 2016, 2017.
Mm.
Um I felt like there was a lot of pressure to like buy certain figures to fit in, right? Like there's kind of like I was watching a retro gaming video, and they're like, yeah, it's kind of like a rite of passage, like when you get a Game Boy Micro and you can kind of like be a part of the group of guys as the Game Boy Micro, and it just seemed very toxic. But yeah, like when I first got in, I was like, oh shit, like I got to get a DTOF and like put lights in it so I can have like the same display. This was back when I think we only had DTOFs and Billy bookcases. So, but no, I don't think that's particularly fun. I mean, unless you're the kind of person that just likes Star Wars, right? Then buy what you like. But no, I don't think that. I think if you do that, you miss out on a lot. And I think for most of the beginning of my collection journey, I was like, okay, I'm all Star Wars, and then I was like, well, I want to collect Iron Man, so I'm gonna do all Iron Man, because a lot of the collections that I had seen were like that, right? They were like one type of collection, and then I got into DC and I sold all my Marvel stuff. And so I eventually kind of broke out of that trend and just kind of started doing my own thing. And like I have statues, I have 3 3/4, I have Black Series, I have Marvel Legends, I have Hot Toys and third party in the same cabinet, I have miniatures. I collect a lot of different things, and it makes me happy, right? At the end of the day, I'm on stream for a few hours a week, and people see that collection, and when the cameras are off, like I have to be there and enjoy it. So I don't think I would enjoy this collection as much if it was just one line or just one scale or one focus thing. So no, I think beginners or experienced collectors, collect what you want. Don't feel pressured. There's figures that I really enjoy that I think a lot of people don't. So I would say don't let people tell you how to collect.
Yeah.
Personally.
That's reasonable, bro. Absolutely. Yeah. And, everyone's going to collect differently in how they want to do this. But yeah, I'm with you about sticking to one line. That I think would be tough for me. That would be, there's so many characters that I love. Like I wouldn't be able to get Nathan Drake if I only collected Marvel or Star Wars or whatever. So I think as long as you're collecting responsibly, then, hey, even if you're not, do what you want to do. But just it's not how I would do it. But, do what you think. Keco, that said, what do you think? Should beginner collectors stick to one line? Because we hear this thrown around as a piece of advice every now and then.
You just said one of the greatest things is that when the camera goes off and you're not streaming, you still have to like this collection. That's a great point. And I do wonder how many people out there literally just buy stuff for clout or to post on Facebook.
Yeah,
but
exactly,
when they go home and they're just sitting there with their stuff, does it really bring them happiness? Like literally, why are you buying this? Is it just because you want to make a social media friend? That's the dangerous thing. So here's my question. Should beginners collect stick to one line? When you first see these great figures, these works of art, and you'd be like, okay, I want to start doing these things. Everyone always says, get one figure that's in stock to see if you like it first. And once you have one, you can decide if, okay, how much was this? Was this sufficient enough? Draco doesn't believe in that at all.
Draco doesn't care.
But you say, is this something I want to continue? But I don't think necessarily it should be a line. I really think it should be a number. You should say okay, I'm only going to do 5 figures. And maybe it is like a tier, not the tier-based collecting, but maybe it is a tier system. Like, okay, let me get 5 figures and then I'll reevaluate, see if I still like this, what I want to do. Because when you got 5, you can unload them if you don't really like them. I think you really need to decide what that number is. If you're a beginning collector, what is your evaluation, your check-in point to say, okay, how am I doing in this? Am I being responsible? Am I getting things the right way? What are we doing? What are we doing? Right. Draco, what are we doing? But that's what I would ask is that, you need to ask yourself, okay, how many do I have? And what do I want to do next? And because if you can't answer that question of, do you still like this when no one's looking, then get out of this. Don't do that thing. This is something I'm not trying to gatekeep by any means, but collecting is for collectors. If you should have had a reason to be this, like, hey, this sends me back to this cinematic moment. This sends me back to my childhood. This is why I collect. And if you can't answer those questions, don't buy it. because you're wasting money, and it's something that you're going to take a loss on eventually anyway, especially now if you're buying things that are technically in stock. So that's my word. Those were Drago thinks, and I would say let's do a number before we do a line.
Well, that's why Nathan Drake is a Grail, bro.
Maybe
Yeah,
you get that figure and like, this is my moment. This is my Grail piece to say, I'm a gamer, but I want something to represent my games. This is my definitive piece. There you go. Proud of you, Will.
Yeah. Well, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Guys, thanks for your thoughts on that one. We got a really good comment that I wanted to share here real quick. So we got one from MB Dyson. MB Dyson, this is actually a really good question. I'm actually upset that I didn't come up with this at some point on the show. This is beautiful, so thank you. He asked, for the panel, what figure do you have that probably no one else has? That's a really good question. And I saw that and I was like, I got to ask the panel that. So what do you guys think? Keco, I'll start with you real quick. What figure do you have that you think no one else, either on this panel or very few people in collecting, have it?
I would say the Blitzway Ghostbusters, but even still, I would say the Billie Jean Michael Jackson. I know that is one of the hardest figures to get out there, and I paid a pretty penny for that. So the Michael Jackson, Billie Jean, because it came out, like I said, right when he died, and it was limited to Hong Kong, and there's not a lot of them. Not the greatest figure in the world, but man, does it look good. So
that's a pretty good choice. What about you, Zach? What figure do you have that no one else has? What is that? Hold on. Let me settle you. Hold on, Zach. I think you're muted.
Sorry about that. It's the retro sneaky Iron Man.
Oh, dude, I don't even know what that is. So is that a hot toy?
It's a hot toy. It's the Mark 15, and I don't know if it was a convention or like a thing, but they did Bones and Sneaky in the retro colors. So Bones is black and gold, and then Sneaky is black and gray. It's like an Air Force armor. And so they released them in red and gold colors. And then the second one is the Metacom Rocketeer. Okay. I never see people that have this.
I don't even know what that is, dude.
Oh, you don't know what the Rocketeer is?
No, what is that?
Who? It's a Disney movie from the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever go? So obviously you like the Rocketeer. Do you remember when Pizza Hut had the exclusive Rocketeer cups?
I don't, but now I got to track those down.
you need to, because Pizza Hut back in the day used to have some.
There's not a lot of Rocketeer stuff. If Hot Toys made this,
we actually took that and turned it into a sugar shaker. We would fill it up with sugar, and that's what we used in my family. It was a Rocketeer cup, that you get from Pizza Hut. And we use that as our sugar shaker.
Oh, I love that.
Well, I don't know, Keco. I question your taste now at this point, because what did you say earlier that you got over the fries? It was a strawberry something? You said?
Strawberry applesauce.
Dude, no. Why would you pick that over fries?
Because it's sweet. And
but the fries are beautiful, dude. They're a creation from heaven.
No, but listen, what I love, it's so funny because my wife and I are just so different. She loves salty and savory. Like we go and I want to have a milkshake and ice cream in bed. She wants to have chips and a pickle. I'm like, that's the dumbest
chips
thing.
and a pickle.
Yeah, like that's the dumbest thing ever. I was like, hey, do you want to have do you want any chocolate or anything? No, I think I'll just have some like salty chips or something. I'm like, ugh. So yeah. So,
dude, a milkshake is actually a really good choice though for the evening.
Yeah, imagine, and it came in with like this little black bowl where it was so elite, man. I promise. The strawberry applesauce from Fridays, man.
Wolf's Blood. This Rocketeer is the Metacom one from like 2014. This isn't the third-party one that's on KG Hobby.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you can get that one's okay, but I think the helmet is much better on this one, and I think the jacket's much better too.
Yeah, and we got Windman saying he's got the Metacom Rocketeer as well.
Hell yeah, baby.
My Gizmo is Metacom.
Oh, it's Gizmo. Keco, I think I found out what Gizmo was when I did your collection tour reaction.
Yeah,
remember? And I was like, what is that thing?
Gremlins.
Yeah, I was like, what is that monstrosity? I was like, what is that?
So a 1/1 prop replica.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much to MB Dyson for the topic there. We got a couple more we want to hit real quick. I want to share this. I don't think any of us are probably going to get this, but I think it's a good talking point because this is something that Sideshow dropped, I think, just either today or yesterday. This is the life-size Boba Fett bust from The Mandalorian, very clearly. This is they call him bird poop Boba. I've heard some people say that.
Bird shit Boba.
Yeah, bird shit Boba for the kids. I guess you could say that. Bird shit Boba. There's also the weathered Boba. This is Boba that was actually good from The Mandalorian. So we have that Boba as well. I think this looks pretty cool for $2,000. I'm not sure, but I'm not a big bust guy, so I don't. I didn't even get the Loki bust, and that's telling you something, right? I had the Pennywise half scale bust at one point, but that was about it. But Zach, I want to ask you. This is $2,000 here. Does this seem like a worth it overall purchase for bust collectors? What do you think? No.
Next question. No, I mean,
look, there you go.
I don't know. Bird shit Boba. Like, I
It was a pretty cool scene, though, to be fair.
it was a cool scene, but I mean, I don't know. Like $2,000. Like,
It is a lot of
way
money.
better things you could buy for $2,000. It's cool. One of my this is made by Sideshow. You said
Sideshow, yeah.
one of my well, they closed down, but they used to be like a Sideshow retailer store, like comic collectibles store. They had the life size Sideshow on the Bespin platform, and I mean, you could tell it, like, I don't know, it just wasn't painted that well. Like, it just kind of looked kind of cheap. The fabric looked great, but the armor just, I don't know. I mean, that's an older statue, so maybe this one's better, but I've always kind of been wary of, what these would look like in hand. It was fun to take pictures with, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I just never was really that impressed by it.
So the paint apps were lacking, you say?
Yeah, I don't know. It's Purchase Boba. Like, I feel like it's such a meme in the community, and I feel like everyone kind of gravitates to, even though this is a cooler scene, I feel like a lot of the collectors gravitate more to the repainted armor, right, with the throne. But for me, like, I could think of like 50 characters I'd rather have as a bust, other than Birdship Boba. So no, not particularly worth it to me. But again, I'm not a Boba collector, so
Yeah.
I'm probably super jaded in that, or a bust collector for that matter.
And this would take up a decent amount of space considering its life size. So yeah, you got to dedicate the space and the money. But Keco, what do you think, bro? Do you have some strong thoughts for us on this one? What do you think?
I wouldn't say they're strong thoughts, but from the busts that they've done, I think this is one of the better ones. I mean, this
I like it.
maybe it's the bandana around the neck that gives it a really cool like Western vibe. I love the aesthetic. I've told you that's probably my favorite Mandalorian figure that they've put out, or at least one of the top ones. But there's the busts essentially, and I've seen the Vader in person. Not that impressed. The Stormtrooper. It is what it is. I feel like you get more with this one just because it really, there's so much contrast from the shapes, the colors, the story that goes into it. It looks really good. I think it's a lot better than even the Mando bust, because the Mando bust is just a bunch of shiny metal essentially with a little gun stock on the back, and that's it. But am I going to get a $2,000 bust? No, I don't, unless someone really wants to sponsor me or something like that. But of the ones that are out there, I think this is a really, really good representation, and it's cool. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I don't. For me, I wouldn't get a bust probably anyway, but $2,000 is significant. So you want this boy to be painted pretty perfectly to pay that. And like Zach said, you gotta love Birdship Boba, which I do love this look. This is one of my. This is probably my second favorite look for Boba. I really like the Empire Strikes Back suit. That's the figure that I have personally. Although Return of the Jedi is also a really good suit, so that would be one I would consider if they re-release him, maybe for the anniversary. So. That could be one that I consider, because I love that. I do like Boba Fett overall, and I really love that scene. That's a pretty iconic scene to me. That said, guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. And that said, we have a super chat that we want to get to. I'm going to make sure I pronounce his name correctly. Marija Zavelin? Zavelin? I don't know. I think I got that right. Thank you so much, Marija. I think I pronounced your name correctly. If not, I'm so sorry. But thank you so much for being a channel member, for one, and two, for super chatting. That is super, super kind and generous of you. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hopefully I get your name correct. If not, then correct me in the chat and give me the hyphenated spelling or whatever, because I'm going to need that to get it correct next time. Guys, we got one more topic for this fun evening. I want to ask you. I only have one vehicle. Carlos tells me it doesn't count, but I think it does count. It's the Game Toys Hardy Daytona Cloud bike from Final Fantasy VII. And it's a big boy. It's not no kind of space at all. I say it's a vehicle, right? What does a vehicle really bring to your display? Because now we got this Hot Toys Batmobile. We got the Jazzinc Batmobile. We got the DeLorean. We got the Ecto one that Kiko's going to buy from Carlos. So we got all these vehicles out there, right? What do they really bring to your display? And Zach, I want to ask this. I know you have the HasLab Razor Crest behind you. You have some other vehicles from what I remember. So what does it really bring to your display?
So I don't own any 1/6 scale vehicles. So all of my frames of reference are like 3 3/4 vehicles, unless a horse counts as a vehicle. But I think they're great. I think they're focal points. I think you can get a lot of fun display abilities out of them. Yeah, I think they're great. I think they kind of tie the collection together. like with my N1 that I made. I have a bunch of diorama, or not a diorama, but like a bunch of related figures next to it, and it's like instead of having them just lined up on a shelf, it's like they're all interacting with the N1. So I think I think it adds a lot. You know, I at some point I did want to own a 1/6 scale Batmobile. It just didn't work out at the time. But yeah, I'm very excited to hopefully one day get a 1/6 scale vehicle. I've been really eyeing the Tumbler, but you know the cost to get the Tumbler plus the DX19 is quite expensive. So, but no, I've seen the original Tumbler in person, the black one, and it was freaking incredible. Like
Is it?
I mean,
Because
it
I'm
was like
considering getting it, Zach.
yeah. So we, I guess before COVID, we used to do like live shows at like local comic stores for the podcast, and so we did a sort of like a figure show and tell type thing where everyone brought a Hot Toys or like a third party, and the owner of the store, we would do like drawings, and so I guess they're raffles, but everyone basically we were gonna raffle the Tumbler. It was like $10 entry, and some guy's like, no, I'll just buy it because it was such a good price at that time, so he basically just bought it out. But for like 30 minutes we were like considering to raffle it, and it, you know, taking it out of the box, like it, we had all of our Hot Toys lined up like on this display case, and it's just like the show stopping like piece at the beginning. So yeah, it was neat. And I've always wanted to own one since then. It's just, you know, at that price point, it's quite a bit.
Right. Yeah, that's reasonable. Well, Keco, you have some 1/6 vehicles in your collection. What do you think they bring to your display?
It brings a lot of questions when people see them. They wonder, how serious are you? Obviously, I'm pretty serious about some of these things, but they're nice to haves. Oh, there's the one that I don't.
It's the
want,
afterlife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But they're nice to haves. They're not musts. They're kind of, okay, what can I do to amplify them? They're display amplifiers. They are centerpieces, essentially. They have to be something you are extremely passionate about to own, because they take up real estate, man. They are huge. And I'm having to rethink, because I originally, like I told you, I built this little section right here to house those vehicles, and now they're filled with statues. That was my bad. So I need to rethink, you know, how to display all these vehicles. And so now the rule is DeLorean, Ecto, Batman 89. Those are the three. And I think I'm going to have to do like the that's right. Go the route of the custom like wall shelves that you kind of build essentially. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out. Maybe Magic Case it. I don't know. But they're going to need their own display where all the vehicles are together, because they need to be together, in my opinion. Just because if you don't display it right, why do you have it? You know, essentially, it's not something you just want to throw in a corner. It needs to be preeminent in your display. So what does it bring to your display? I don't know if it brings anything other than just craziness, because people are like, I can't believe you have something that big that you collected. And they're like, how much was that? $50 or so? And then you're like, oh.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. When I was in Mexico with one of our friends, he's like, hey, you got a lot of figures, don't you? I was like, yeah, I do. And he's like, how much does that cost you? A couple $100? And, you know, all the things in there. I was like, all right, man, because you're one of my boys, you know, I will show you the spreadsheet, you know, I'm talking about that has, you know, everything I own and how much I paid and all that stuff. Dude could not believe it. He thought I was joking him, because he's like, I don't think people understand that these collectibles do carry a cost associated with them. Even if you get them in the bargain bin, they're still expensive. And because so many people are accustomed to just go to Walmart and you can find something for $5, $6, $20 at most. Most people aren't paying what, you know, some of these are. And so it shows that you're out of your mind. That's what it brings to your display.
It's true. It does, bro. It brings craziness and questions, like Keco said. But guys, let us know what you think about vehicles in the chat below. And guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. We got a couple super chats here. And we got Mr. Jeff G. Jeff said, Will, you can only spend this money on a figure wearing khakis. Dude, pretty much, man. Pretty much. I don't know what kind of pants Arthur Morgan has on, right? But he doesn't, I don't think he has khakis, but he has some kind of...
Nathan Drake has khakis, you fool.
I know, that's what he's referring to, but I'm trying to think of like other figures that I have that also have khakis, because I want to fit Jeff's narrative here. So, you know, but Nathan Drake. If there's nothing more presence attracting than wearing khakis, you know, Jake from State Farm, Nathan Drake, you know, there's
Target employees, Best Buy employees.
Yeah, Target employees, Best Buy, exactly. I mean, there's nothing more presence drawing on a shelf. So thank you so much, Jeff, for the super chat, bro. But yes, everyone needs that Nathan Drake. I'm pretty confident about that one. A place for collecting Carlos said, I love my Ecto one. I know you do, Carlos. Well, soon, you can't really, because I'm pretty sure it's boxed up from what I remember, but ouch. I don't know. He's going to sell it to Keco one day. So just
one day,
Keco, it's going to go to you. He needs to do it for like your birthday or something.
I'll tell you what, man, I'll make a trade for you. I'll trade you Ant-Man. Straight up. He's a grail right now.
Yeah, exactly. He is a grail. Guys, I want to ask this quick question. I'm going to ask the chat on this one because I'm willing to bet most people are going to say no, but I'm just going to go with this. This popped up on my feed recently, guys. I'm on the wait list for this. This is a very expensive Darkseid Ray lightsaber, right? It's EFX Keco. You might like this. You know why? It's limited. It's limited. It's exclusive. There's 750 made. This thing's been on pre-order for like 3 years.
Because no one wants them.
maybe that could be what it was. But it's Darkseid Ray's lightsaber. It's aluminum. It's limited edition. It is $1,600.
That is absolutely asinine.
She wasn't on the screen for 16 seconds.
I gotta say, I gotta rant for something. Not only is Rey a fictional character in the Star Wars universe, there is a fictional character of Rey, that being Dark Rey. I mean, come on, man.
She's a cosplayer.
You could get that bird shit Boba base almost.
Yeah, I could. I could.
You walk into, if you don't have that nameplate, you walk in, it's like, did you get something happen at your house? Why do you have some pipes laying on the counter?
Some pipes.
That's all that is, dude. It's like, hey man, did your car break? What is that? You could probably take that to AutoZone and get like a $35 gift card.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
I think it looks pretty cool though. But that's just me. I'm a big Rey fan. I like Rey. Sue me. I like the sequels. I wish they had Kylo.
Do you have her actual lightsaber?
No, I don't.
Fucking buy that.
Well, because it doesn't exist, Zach. It doesn't exist in limited EFX.
I was gonna say the Black Series mass-produced bulky version.
Right, it's all bulky.
Don't they sell it at Disney? At the
parks?
It's
bulky though.
They're still bulky. Yeah.
This is high end, Zach. This is high end collecting.
Okay, just get some black paint. Just rub
that is elite.
It is elite. So yeah, I want to see. I want to see what people. I'll post a poll in the chat for you guys. Yeah, Bears at Kiko's.
They get a few more super chats.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. But guys, thanks for humoring me on that one, guys. We're gonna wrap it there. Zach / Jack, how are you doing on Collecting Weekly? What's coming up, bro? That people need to.
We're doing good.
Yeah, that people need to know about.
Good. We got Collectors Club tonight at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's our comics show, or our statue show. I don't know that we're doing anything Saturday, but we might be doing some video gaming. I just got some new planes and flight sims, so maybe we'll do something with that. And yeah, we do unboxings Monday. Tuesday we have the main show, then Wednesday After Dark. So should be fun. I think Sunday we're doing one of our Lego streams, and then our smaller scale figure show. So that should be fun. And I think on the 25th we're doing our D&D season or campaign 1 finale. So that should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that sounds
we
pretty
stream
great,
a lot.
Dude, you guys got to do more of the Red Dead streams because I love the clips for that I've seen. So
yeah, it's hard because like we do one thing and like people really like it, but then like, well, can you do the other, like the police stream? And it's like, well, we can do one, so it's like you gotta pick.
Right.
Yeah, we'll do something on tomorrow. I think it'll either be LSPDFR or Red Dead. So
and dude, I would plan a trip to come out to Texas. So
dude, I'm dead serious. You could either sleep in my living room or you can sleep in my kids' room. Like either way,
dude. That as long as the kids aren't in there, then we're good. So,
well, obviously not.
Yeah, right. Yeah, put them in a hotel or something. And
yeah,
then,
of course. Yeah, 100%. We can we'll barbecue. We'll treat you to some Texas barbecue. It'd be fun,
dude. That would be
I'm being 100% serious,
dude. Me too, bro. I would absolutely come out there. I've never been to Texas. I'm feeling more adventurous lately. I'm going to visit Keco. Yeah. I'm going in San Diego Comic-Con, staying with Carlos in July. So
hell yeah.
And Kiko's gonna show me around Tennessee. So it's gonna be dope.
I feel like this year, I think in September I'm going to Philly to visit some of our listeners.
Oh,
and
nice.
then I still want to visit Marco in Sacramento. So yeah, this year after all the COVID shit, I'm like, bro, I'm
ready to
do
travel
something with my life. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. And that's kind of, I really wanted to go to Hawaii. I know that people probably don't care about this as much, but that's an expensive trip. And it's like, I could get that Rey lightsaber. I could go to Hawaii. That's like, that's kind of how I feel.
You can meet a Hawaiian baddie, bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I'll move to Hawaii. It's very expensive though. And shipping it's going to add a lot to collecting costs if I move to Hawaii. So
wow.
That's it. Thank you so much for joining, bro. Happy to have you, Zach. And like guys, check out Collecting Weekly. A lot of great stuff over there. Mr. Keco Collects. What's going on the channel on the Instagram, bro? You are the king of IG.
I'm not anywhere near the king of IG, but it is the most happening place
You're
recently.
the Mr. Beast of IG, bro. That's
I
you.
wish, man. There's a lot going on Instagram. There's reels, there's photos. Just posted some stuff about Batman 89 on there. Got some King Shark content coming your way tomorrow. That should be fun. And then whenever Hot Toys releases something new, we'll be showing that. But I really will be putting something on the actual YouTube channel. I forgot I have one of those. But I will be getting around to that eventually, everybody. So feel free to stop by and say hello. It's always a pleasure every week hanging out with y'all. So
Yeah.
I didn't make too many people mad today. So
No, dude, not at all. You only make a few mad each time, so you're on a pretty good pace here. That said,
decent average.
Yeah, exactly. We got Mr. Carlos here with the super chat. Thanks so much, bro. Can I stay with you guys too? So Zach, I guess Carlos wants to invite himself. So,
Well, we'll talk about it.
yeah, well, no, Zach.
I sent your Vader helmet out today, Carlos. So you should be getting it soon.
Nice. Carlos can stay at the hotel down the street, so it's fine. And I'll stay at Zach's house. So guys, thank you so much for watching and contributing in the chat this evening. It was a very fun, engaging conversation and show and all that good stuff. So we have another live show this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, well, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, because Last of Us airs at 9, so 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I did a Chrome Manda review. If you guys want to check that out, and check out these wonderful guys and their channels, Collecting Weekly and Keco Collects. And, I'm on, I think that's Justin's show every Thursday and then Lael's show every Wednesday. So check out those as well. And then anyone else who will have me in between that I can maybe, jump on shows. That said, guys, thank you so much again for the generous, chatting and engagement, and have a good weekend. And thank you so much for being awesome collectors and contributing so much to the chat. Peace out, guys. Bye. Have a good weekend. Bye.